Hello everyone, it's BreiEndia and my 90-day SELFJOURNEYS retreat in 808 Tavern. Today is July 19th. It is day 26. It's July 19th, 2020. And just throughout everything that I've done this week, I definitely think that today is deemed day of self-trust. And that's because I've been looking back on the credibility, the reliability, the faith, the accountability, the responsibility, and the capability. And I understand that I had to have full trust. And this ties into the faith. Trust in God and in myself, to understanding that there is nothing that I cannot do. Everything that I want and desire, I don't need to get from anyone. I don't need to go and try to conjure up in any other way other than to do it for myself, to bless myself with the truth continually, and having trust in what decisions I make. Trusting my own validations is a big deal, and recognizing what I'm able to do, what I'm able to bring to the table, and understanding that is a magnificent thing. If it was gifted to me from God, that favor is no joke. So because of that, I truly am able to see and feel the love and the light, and to direct my energy onto myself. So just to keep it brief, just genuinely, today I'm going to be taking some time, with my brother, and we're going to go see an elder of mine who is currently sick right now. But she is one of those main examples of what I spoke about this week, of a person who is very self-faithful. She relies so much on herself and on her faith in God and on what He will do for her and what brings to the table, what she brings to the table. She put a lot of trust, though, into people throughout her life. And a great thing that she's definitely taught me thus far is to pay attention to where I allow trust. Because I am a person who gives and allows 100% trust in the beginning, and it's up to that person to either keep the trust or take it away on their own by their actions. I mean, most people like to play the field or play the fence and play games, but I don't play games. So if that's how you're playing, it's like the trust factor is then being broken based off of that alone. And if you don't pay attention to your intentions and how you set things up for your life, it's like you may get something and then you think it's what you want, but realistically it's not what you want. And it's like you're striving to have certain things, but then you're not realizing that someone is in your circle that can't be trusted because they don't value what you're doing as much as you do, obviously. And I know I met someone this year who mentioned to me that I was amazing. And he just kept talking about this and kept saying it in a way that I guess I was rejecting it in a way. So he's like, why do you not see or feel this way about yourself? And that is before I decided to start this journey officially where I'm documenting it. But because he mentioned that in that way, it did make me realize that I needed to continually be able to understand my worth and trust in what I do, trust in my abilities, trust in all of the great things that I bring to the table and have brought to many tables before this, in which now I'm just supplying only myself with this. And that is because I understand that when the time comes, I will be an offering to others. But right now, I have to be there for myself. I have to be here for myself. And I have to also learn to be willing to receive. I'm not used to receiving as much. And if I do receive, I'm always like okay, I'm going to give it back type person, or, I just view it as a debt instead of a gift, because I've had situations where I did need, but I borrowed it. I didn't have friends that I could be like, that would be like, oh, here, yeah. And then, everybody wants their money back. So, although I'm the type of person that's willing to give something and not asking for it in return, I understand that some people are built that way. And due to that, I'm not money hungry. I'm just naturally a money magnet. So I'm going to be blessed with things that are prosperity and abundance. And I currently am blessed with the things that I need. But with those provisions, I stay humble, because I understand that is the main thing that continues to bring forth prosperity to me. But I'm also taking it up a notch, my trust, just simply because I understand that there are certain things that I have to be able to recognize before I allow certain people in my life. Just because as you elevate and as you level up, trust is a huge factor in combining the journey of social, having social abilities, because not everyone means well by you. And a lot of people are using their capabilities 24/7 to try to, prey on individuals who are not living in that type of ignorance, where they're trying to attack others or steal from others or whatever it may be. And I'm not a get you back type person either. I don't have time to be trying to figure out how to return the favor. If you did anything behind my back, I'm definitely not about to go hunt you down if you didn't even have the balls to come to my face about it in the first place and be real. So since you couldn't be real and you couldn't expose your truth, it's ultimately me understanding that ultimately whatever it is that I can't see that a person is trying or has tried, because I gave my faith to myself and God, and I have trust in God and what he tells me and how he guides me, it's ultimately like one of those things where I see and understand that when he tells you everything's going to be okay, he truly means that. And he does that because his children have a different type of favor. When you've given your soul to another entity, I don't know how it goes, but I know that the God who I praise within me always ensures my path is one that can't be touched or tampered with. And if tried, of course, people will reap what they sow. But it's a matter of thinking about your actions. Thinking about your actions and your capabilities, and understanding that you are not the only one who has a path, and you are not the only one who has capabilities. Anybody can set themselves up for success just as much as they can set themselves up for failure. But it's what you believe in, and it's what you actually allow to happen in your life. And if you enforce something to happen in other people's lives, for instance, eventually it may backfire if they catch on to what you've done. And it's really unfortunate when tables turn how things end up for some people. But at least if you believe that there are going to be great things coming out of, whatever it is that you're doing, then yeah. But you got to just know right from wrong. I feel as though once you're grown, you know right from wrong. You know whether or not you've done something to harm others, or if you've been focusing on yourself. You know that truth. And time will tell that truth in the manner that it needs to be exposed. And that's just a matter of that. And as I go on with this day, I just want to say that nothing against people who don't give trust and all that. But I do feel as though self-trust is big. I might have already done this day before, but because it's so important to have trust in yourself, and this whole week has been off the basis of trust and faith, it's necessary for me to say, I trust so much, and I encourage people not to lose the idea that they can trust, but understand that it starts with having a partnership with faith. And it's nothing easy about trusting people and forgiving people in order to then trust them again with something like your time or your energy. But definitely understanding the importance of trust has given me the opportunity to choose to still be a person who's trusting in the beginning, because this has always allowed me to be able to identify and eliminate people and things that don't have my best interest at heart. And you have to be protective of yourself and have a barrier of yourself and of your primary aspects and obligations. Like if you have children, if I had a child or children, they would be primary obligations for me. But I would be first, because I got to be good in order for me to help anybody else. And that is a big deal for me right now, is trusting myself in this predicament and in this place that I am now, because I take care of myself. I pay my bills. I feed myself. I got this roof over my head. And that is a part of being a whole woman. But while being a whole woman, I'm still building on the aspect of my internal happiness and peace, and needing to trust more of my own self, so that as I'm growing discernment, I know what to allow and what not to. And that is the evolvement of my capabilities, and simple lessons as well as harsh ones, some that try to repeat themselves just to remind me to stay on the path of where I'm going and not be distracted by, those that try to distract me. So this is BreiEndia, my 90-day Self-Journeys retreat in 808 Tavern. And I just hope you all enjoy this wonderful Sunday. Take the time to be able to think about how much you trust yourself and the decisions you make. And then you can start possibly, looking at other people. But it's self-trust day. So trust yourself, believe in yourself, and understand how to prepare yourself for these great things that you are planning. And have trust and faith. And I wish you all the best of luck in this wonderful week that is beginning itself. This is BreiEndia. God bless.
Cheesesteak.
I said cheesesteak. Oh, so,
Yeah.